3, 2, 1. Click.
Hi YouTube, and welcome to the Brooks and Region Makerspace. Today I'm here with Casey. My name is Alan. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we do here at the Makerspace and what Casey has brought to this community in terms of his robotics program. And right now we're standing in the robotics room, and Casey spends a lot of his time in here to try out new innovative things. And I want to bring a little bit of what he does here to you guys. So Casey, welcome.
Welcome.
And maybe you can share. Wait, first of all, I think you're from Dutchess, correct?
I'm from Dutchess, that's correct.
Sweet.
And retired teacher and taught robotics at school. So, and robotics program in schools is actually a combination of electro assembly and computer programming to run the robots. So it's broken down into, first you have to know enough electronics to build a robot, and then once the robot's built, then know enough programming to program the robot.
That's very interesting. How did you get into robotics, and what were your inspiration to get into that?
You know what? I grew up on a farm, and we always had too much junk lying around because my dad was a child of the Depression and was a junk collector. And so we had a lot of junk and a lot of junk that didn't work. And so I ended up always getting an interest in trying to make things that didn't work, or the stuff that did work didn't seem to work very long before it broke. And that just kind of carried over as I got older. I liked tinkering and building things, and it's now a passion.
It's surprising to me because when you first think about it, like working in a rural setting, to find things to tinker with and to feed your curiosity. I mean, I think if you're genuinely curious, I think you'll be able to find anything. Like we're under a constant impression that we need to be in a certain place to be provided with certain things. But to me, it just sounds like you grew up looking for those things and then feeding that.
Right,
passion.
right. Like trying to come up with something to do. To carry out something that needs to be done.
Right.
And that's way more rewarding to come up with something that does it than it is to just go buy something that does it. At least that's the way I was with it.
So I've noticed when I come in, I see sometimes you'll be working one-on-one with kids. Sometimes you'll have a couple kids just looking over your shoulder so maybe you can tell me some of the things that you've been really excited about.
Like we start off with the kids, we try and start off with simple projects, and this is one of our simpler projects, which is just an electric car. And the reason it's good for kids is it works with large wires that you have to solder, and what you create is something that moves. And of course, all kids want something that moves.
So this is built from scratch.
And so this is built from scratch. We buy the components. We use our 3D printer here at the Makerspace to print the body for it.
Whoa! So this right here was printed.
This is Makerspace printed.
It says here Makerspace.
And you can see it on that one. One waiting to be built, just waiting for the right kid to show
Look
up.
at this. This is super cool. How long did it take to print this right here?
These take about 3 hours to print on our 3D printer.
And you can program to print anything you want. You can print names. That's highly customizable.
So we could, yeah, that's true. Like if a kid came in during our summer camps where we have the same kids for 4 days.
Right.
You're right. And this is an example of that. And what happens here is this kid started building, he wanted to build street lights. So he has a street light assembly here. And he's not done yet. We've got it all soldered together in parallel. He's built the entire thing. He does have solar panels on it. Nice. I can tell you the solar panels, actually we did try it out, and the solar panel works to light up the street lights at night. The little stand over here is for a windmill that will be put on it, so that we have a windmill that generates the lights. And then of course, to top it off, we have a Stirling engine that we attached an electric motor to, which any DC electric motor also acts as a generator.
And this was by the same student?
Same student, yeah.
Wow.
And so when we get that going, that generates the electricity with the Stirling engine to that motor, and that also lights it up. And what will happen here is we'll have a compressed air tank on the back, a barrel on the front that holds mini marshmallows. We'll be hooking a battery and a switch sort of component.
This part right here, Casey, where did you find this, or where did you acquire this piece?
Okay, well, it's from a dump.
Wow.
That's where
So
I do most of my shopping.
And what's incredible is
On our interview button.
thank you very much, guys. Enjoy.